Good day everybody, and on the tubes today we're going to be showing you how to blow out an in-ground sprinkler system. With the right tools you could do this yourself. Basically a lot of these systems across the world are pretty much the same. Water to a valve, they turn on, they shut off. It's really that simple. The only thing different is the valves and the timers. And maybe some people have different petcocks or drip loops or different kinds of valves. What you want to do is locate, one of the first things you're going to want to do is locate where the water's coming from. It should be up high because down low would be below freezing. If you would like to follow it, they usually do it after the meter. So here's a couple of shutoffs, here's the meter, here's another shutoff. Oh, look at that, there's a T. And then what they usually do is put a tag. This so happens to be the tag. And then it goes out to the foundation with the wires that come back into the sprinkler. So what you're going to want to do is one of the first things, if not, is locate your valve. The valve is usually the orientation of the water flow. So right now the water's still on. The water will come this way, the valve is showing that way, and it goes out. You want to look at the valve and make sure what's on and off. Off is down. So what you want to do is take it and shut the valve off of all your water. Now no water will go past this point. The second thing you should do, if you so incline, is to go outside and shut off that spigot outside, and I will show you that in a second. One of the other things is to turn this back on if you have not shut it off for the season already. This was shut off a couple of weeks ago because it's October in the New York region and there was no reason to just turn the water on during non-drought. So we're going to go back to auto. Oh look, it's on. We're going to go backwards this time for whatever reason. So this so happens to have a manual off. All the zones are off. This is the 5 zone. We're going to turn the zone all the way on, and that means that that is currently on zone 5. The valve is open. It's calling for water. There is no water. It might call for whatever's left in here, but probably not enough pressure. Let's go outside. So here we are outside at the Outdoor Mechanics. Like I said, you would like to turn on the spigot because whatever water is in there needs to come out. If it doesn't come out, it'll get blown out through the valve, sprinkler valves. Turn it all the way on. Here's what's left. Now it's obviously gravity fed, so whatever's left in here comes out. If you're going to a house and this is the first time you're doing it and it's not your house and you don't know how many zones they have, you can open this sprinkler box. Sometimes there's bugs and you will look down and see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, left or right. Now I personally marked it because this is my house or my family's house. What you can do, which I don't recommend, is these are solenoids. You can turn them left and right and open and close them. Right down here, you see that Phillips head? That's a bleeder. You could also do that, but you risk breaking them. What a lot of agencies do, or not so much agencies, sprinkler guys, is they don't really have access to your home. So what they do is they tell you to shut off the water, and then they turn these on and off. And they usually show up at a truck, and they have a lot more air, and they have a lot more oomph, and they usually just blow it out. Whew. Okay, so what I like to use is a Home Depot Husky brand 25 gallon, and I wouldn't recommend anything lower, maybe 20, but I would go higher if you can, or two of them if you own 2 of them. This goes in the back of my truck, and this is mobile. What we're going to do is hook up this. We're going to hook this up. I'll show you how. What you're going to need is actually make a device. JK18 made this device for me a couple of years ago. You're going to need some kind of hose, whether it's a washing machine or it's an old hose. One hose has to stay exactly the same from the factory, just like here, and one hose you're going to have to lop off. You're going to have to get a hose clamp. You're going to have to get this piece, which goes into this valve, which goes into another piece, which mates with this. Okay, and that's it. What you do after that is you control it like this. I don't have anything, we're not chooched up yet. I just shut this off for camera purposes. So what we're going to do is finish loading up this air compressor, and I'm going to show you how we blow out the sprinkler system of 2021's winter season. So this particular air compressor holds 150 psi. Sometimes they recommend not doing that much, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So now what we're going to do is slowly open the valve. As you just watched, zone 5 is already open. That's in the back. So you open it very slowly and you'll hear burping and gurgling, and it's going to go through, come up, go down into the zone, and it's going to go wherever the pipes are. I like to go slow. That's just a burping bladder that allows the pressure to go through. So if you have exactly the right tools and they're all working, this is exactly what it should look like. All your heads should pop up that are on that zone. Only do one zone at a time. And then the water will blow out uncontrollably all over the place. Depending on how long your zone in and how much linear footage you have, I like to do these zones twice. Why? Because this is my one of my homes, and you really don't want mist in the heads because that's above ground, and those are going to be the first things that end up breaking or cracking. And then next year when you open it, you'll realize, oh wait, I got to replace this head or that head, especially the ones that are sticking all the way up. So that's going to be zone 5. We're going to go through all the zones twice, and we'll come back later. Well, that's going to conclude blowing out the sprinklers. This is zone 1. I went backwards this year. See the valve working? Almost done. How you doing? So that's going to do it for this year. Winterizing your outdoor sprinkler system with that kind of timer, these kind of zone valves, 5 zones, little whip here, little gizmo. We stop it here. I'll fill it one more time and probably put it back in the car, and I'll go and do my house. And that's all 5 zones blown out 2 times. Hit like, hit subscribe. Any questions, comments, or concerns, hey, leave them in the section. Take it easy. I'm sorry, I forgot. Make sure the water stays off. Make sure your timer valve stays off, and turn it off. However way, shape, or form your timer is, leave it off, leave the batteries in, and leave it plugged in so this stays. System is off. That's it for the season. That's the company that did mine. Very good job.